Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media. It's Wednesday, the 7th of May, 2025. Let's talk about Davido. A month and a half ago, I told you that I'm not going to be talking about Davido anymore. Davido is not in my radar anymore, but at the end of the day, I've finished journalism and stuff. But I'm going to talk about Davido right now on this story. I made a post yesterday about Chioma. A lot of you know that I post Chioma's fashions on my page on Facebook. And her fans come and they crowd it up and everything. But at the end of the day, there were a lot of comments. And I'm going to answer these comments in this video. The comments were, I said, my caption was, Mrs. Adeleke has posted. Every time she's posted a new outfit, she had this black outfit on, really nice. And visibly missing from the Met Gala along with her husband, Davido. That's what I wrote. So the fans came and like, does she have to be there? Does she have to be there? Why is she missing? Stupid questions as always. So I want to explain to you why Davido and Chioma should have been at the Met Gala. The Metropolitan Gala, okay, is a charity benefit. Many of you don't even know what it is. Okay, the New York Metropolitan, Arts Museum, they have this charity benefit to raise money for all the fashion schools and the fashion institutes in New York, in Manhattan. So that's how it's done every year. I've attended 3 Met Galas, okay? And all 3, I was media. So we're behind the hedges. We're dressed in black. The males have to wear tuxedos, and we have to wear black too if we're female cameramen or photographers. That's how it's done in the Met Gala. However, if you look at this poster, okay, it says here, Met Gala raises record-breaking $31 million, most ever in their 77-year history. You want to say, hey, wait, they raised $31 million, that's all, in 77 years. Well, all the time they've been doing this thing, they've never raised that much. So they raised $77 million yesterday, and I think that's a lot for the Met Gala, all right? However, some of you will look at it and say, what's $31 million? Davido probably has that in the bank. It's not about what Davido has in the bank or not. It's about PR. I'm a public relations specialist. I graduated June of 1996, and that'll be 29 years next month. Okay, that's the only profession I have left. I retired from pharmacy and journalism and healthcare. So at the end of the day, when you look at that PR stuff, right, Davido's an American. They're always calling him Nigerian American, and he's not a Nigerian American. He's an American Nigerian, if anything. Only a few people use that designation. I know Banky Wellington uses it. I know, what's the name of this guy? Is it the Jidena or something? But anyway, my son also uses the American Nigerian. Davido has used American Nigerian before. Okay, Davido has more of the Nigerian side, so they tend to call him Nigerian American. He was actually born in America, in Atlanta. So that visibility, okay, Davido needs that visibility really bad because of the Grammy Awards and other awards, okay? And one of the reasons Davido is not winning a Grammy is that the visibility is still very low, okay? His publicist is Vanessa Amadi. I don't know if Vanessa is still representing him after the fight with Tiwa Savage, because she represents both of them. I've done music PR. A lot of PR that I do is music or brand, and I've represented so many famous artists when I was in US and Canada. At the end of the day, okay, Vanessa should schedule him for those kind of events. I'm seeing Davido showing up on radio stations, doing interviews left, right, and center. It's good. But the Met Gala, oh, come on. Even the people that don't have invitation that come every year, they were waiting for them yesterday. They didn't show up. Beyonce and Jay-Z, they didn't come to the Met Gala this year. There are other people that didn't come this year. But at the end of the day, people like Davido don't need an invitation. It'll just put more light on his music. That's 1. 2, Davido has a new album out. If I'm not correct, 5 or something like that. If Davido shows up in a suit, the dress code was suited. Okay, he shows up in a nice suit. Chioma is beside him in his arm. That would be his opportunity to show his wife out to the world and say to the photographer, you'll hear them shout, Davido, Davido. You hear them shouting his name, and he'll stream my album, 5, stream my album. Aye, anything you say out of your mouth at that Met Gala. Look at Rihanna. Who was the best dressed yesterday? It was not Rihanna. There were people that were hot in there. Okay, some people broke the dress code. Cardi B didn't care. She put her house coat on, so that's how we were wearing a coat or a suit. house coat. Oh, Diana Ross came in a nice dress that was long to the end of the block. Megan Thee Stallion didn't care. She wore a dress. Many of them wore dresses. Okay, Arya Statue wore a dress. But if you look at Burner had a suit on. Doechii had a suit on with shorts, Louis Vuitton. Many of them had the suit dress code. Lauryn Hill came for the first time. Even Vice President Kamala Harris, who came for her first Met Gala, but she bypassed the red carpet altogether. What is inside? Okay, I've covered the Met Gala. You're seeing the outside. The red carpet is what makes it big. When you invite celebrities to a fashion benefit, where they're raising money for the Fashion Institutes in New York, it becomes like a big thing. It's the iconic red carpet that makes the news. Do you understand me? If you're doing inter-house sports with your children in your school, all right, and there's no celebrity that has children in your school, but somehow your principal invites 7 celebrities, Wizkid, Burner, Davido, Funke Akindele, all that. Will that not pump up the affair? It'll pump up the event, especially if those artists take off their shoes and run with the kids. So anywhere you put celebrities, things get bigger. And this is what happened with the Met Gala. They were inviting different people every year. And some people weren't celebrities. They ended up being celebrities. Okay, I'm going to the Met Gala. I'm famous now. Look at Megan Thee Stallion now, ordinary rapper. Everybody's now on the red carpet there. And did Megan get a hit? How many Grammys does she have? Or what's her hit song? After Tory Lanez almost killed her. That was the thing that really pumped her up in the news. Cardi B, stripper, become rapper. She's at the Met Gala. She wears all kinds of crazy stuff every year. Who else? Rihanna. It's the same phenomenon that Davido would have used to push his album on that red carpet, make visibility of him and his wife, clear to people. And you can see what Rihanna did with her baby bump. Nobody knew Rihanna was pregnant until she came with her stomach showing from outside, and then she went inside to change. And if you notice Rihanna, they were asking her so many questions. Rihanna, how's motherhood treating you? Rihanna, and she talked to everybody. So you need media training. Vanessa Amadi work on Davido's media appearances. If I didn't care, I wouldn't even say anything. For the people that ask the questions, should he have been there? Should he have been there? Missing for what? That's ignorance. You guys are local girls, okay? You're local people in the village. You don't understand how the world works. Yeah, he should have been there. Brenner was there. Wizkid has never been to the Met Gala, but I think Davido should have been there. There's some strategic places that you need to be. And one of the reasons he's not winning those Grammys is because of visibility. You can say, oh, OBO's music is good, blah, blah, blah. Some of you go and start yapping the Grammys. What's Grammy? Grammy is a big award. Opens even more doors for you. Everything's not about money. And I'm just telling you that if Davido was at the Met Gala, he could have promoted his album for free, answer questions, and this is the top media out there. That sort of stuff. So a lot of you don't understand that concept. So that's why I had to explain it to you. There are some places that you just want to be. All right. It's not seeking validation. Davido is an American. Okay. And this one that they're calling him Nigerian American on BET. Not that he's not proud of Nigeria, but at the end of the day, he's actually not a Nigerian. You know what I mean? So that's just an event, a Met Gala, and it's one of those events that like pushes you up. It's like me now. I've never been to the AVMC. What do you guys call it? African movie AMVCA or something. I've never been to that before. I'm not a film fan. Usually when I was in America and I was a journalist, I covered a lot of Grammys, a lot of different award shows, especially music. But I never went to the Oscars after I only attended 2 Oscars in my whole lifetime. But these are the things I want to explore now as a guest instead of as a journalist. So I hope I explained it to you. Next year is always there. And it could be because of Burner. You know, their beef. Burner seemed to have the best after party. He had a big after party. All the stars were at that one. I saw Halle Berry there. Chloe was not there. I don't know. Maybe Halle came to represent. You know, they're sisters and they look alike. And I saw the Jonas Brothers guy with his Indian wife, Lupita Nyong'o, Chimamanda. Many people that were on that red carpet, Arya Star and all them were there. So maybe that's why Davido didn't come. Well, it doesn't mean they have to be at the same place at the same time. Now, Davido can come on the red carpet at his own time and leave and go elsewhere or whatever. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed the Met Gala. And shout out to my son and all the models. That's what's happening inside. They're in the round tables. Okay. And at one point, they'll be giving them envelopes. They'll be putting their $1 million checks in there. And they raised 31 million.